So hey out there, it is Wednesday, and since I'm letting paint dry on the Bronco, I figured I'd get this roof rack here. This is a Serco roof rack. It goes on the Bronco, and I wanted to rewire the lights a little better than it was. Like upgrading the wire size and stuff. So this is my feed wire coming in. This is a 4 gauge. It'll be coming in from the cab. And then I got a couple more 4 gauges going out to the HID lights. I got 4 HID lights on the roof bar. Yeah, and those are 75 watts each. 75 watt HID lights I got on top of the Bronco. So I wanted big wire. Run some big wire this time. So to do that, might as well do it here while it's on the ground before I put it back on the Bronco. So I need a place for fuses and relays. So I went to Harbor Freight and got one of these ammo boxes. And I figured that's going to work great, okay? Yeah, mount that up there and it'll be waterproof and protected and everything. So I've got stuff mounted in here already. I did this yesterday. So this is my feed in. What I need is a crimper to crimp this 4 gauge connector on. Well, this one right here. And Sean came over yesterday and says, hey, I got one of those. Just bring it on by. So okay, well, that'll wait. I guess we'll have to do this on the truck. So that'll wait. I mean, if I crimp it on now, then I got to feed all this wire through. I rather, from the top down, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to cut this yet until I find out exactly how much wire I need. I don't want to be splicing shit up, cutting it too short, or cutting it too long where I got like 4 feet left over and it goes to waste. I'm trying to be conservative here. Yeah, so this is my wire feed in. It goes to there. So we'll crimp this connector on, pull it through so it's take up the slack. Yeah. And then this little fuse block here, it's not the best one out there, but this is what I had. Found this on Amazon, snapped that up, and it's been sitting in the garage for probably over 6 months. I figured, let's put this thing together. It's kind of cheap plastic, but it's better than what I had in there. I would assume the way to go would be to find some marine grade fuse blocks and equipment like relays and stuff. Marine grade, you know, built for boats, ocean stuff, heavy duty. So anyway, I got that, wired that in, run my wires so the power goes in, gets distributed. I got 30, take this off, I got 30 and 40 amp fuses. I'm only going to use 4. These will be extra, so if I ever pop one, I just pop this out and move it over. But I got these 2 lights in the back. These are coming out. I'm going to move these to the front. I'm going to put some LED backup lights on there, and then I got these little dust lights back here. So those don't take a lot of power, so I'm just running regular 30 amp relays. So I got power goes in, goes through, comes out, goes through the relay, and goes out to the lights. So that's the easy part. I gotta run grounds off here to here. This is my ground bar, my bus bar. So I got 4 relays. I have to run 4 grounds. And this is low voltage, or low amperage, so it doesn't have to be big wire. It's just for the controls on the relays. This is the ground for the lights. I gotta get some terminals for those so I can screw those on. I don't have them, dang it. It's hard to find exactly what I need. Stupid wire. Yeah, it's Thursday. Nice out here. Just right, you know? Shit. Still wiring these lights. I spent yesterday just dicking around. Nothing worked out right. And as far as today goes, it's already 1 o'clock. I spent another couple hours this morning driving around looking for the parts I need. Just those little connectors and bullshit just drives me nuts. This do-it-yourself stuff will drive you nuts. And nickel and dime you. I mean, just everywhere I go, I just keep opening up my wallet. Nuts and bolts and screws and wire and stuff like that. Hey, one thing I'd like to say, it pays to shop around. It really pays to shop around. See that 50 caliber ammo box I bought for this project? Right here? Harbor Freight, 15 bucks, right? Now, since I have an account over at 4-Wheel Parts, you know, I get this magazine all the time. They have ammo boxes in here. Yeah. Come on, where's that? You're wasting time. Oh, yeah. Look at this right here. 50 caliber. 50 caliber ammo box. 40 bucks. Huh. $41.99. And I shopped on Amazon too, just because I was curious this morning looking at this. Amazon, they're running about 20 bucks. So it pays to shop around. That's a Harbor Freight special. This thing here, it's a signal beacon. You know, it's just an LED thingy. Yeah. The camera's going to pick it up out here in the dark, in the sunlight, but come on. It's much brighter at night. Okay, 11 bucks. $11 at O'Reilly's, and I just bought it, just grabbed it, take with me on my last little trip, right? 4-Wheel Parts has them in here. They're like, how much are they in here? Let's see. 4-Wheel Parts has one in here. 20 bucks. It's called the UFO. Right there. See that right there? $20. You know, I did another Amazon search for these. You can get 3 of these. They sell them by the 3s for $23. Might be something to think about. Carry with you just in case. Like I said, if you leave your truck or walk away from your truck at night, you leave this on your vehicle so you can find your way back. Or other uses, you know. That freaking siren, they just went one way right now, now they're coming back the other way. I feel like shooting them. This is daily. This is like 5 or 6 times a day. Same ambulance company. So this is what this is looking like. I'm running 8 lights up here on the roof rack on the top of the Bronco, okay? And they range from 55 watt halogens to 75 watt HIDs. I did the calculating on there. I'm going to be pulling about, if I turn all the lights on, all 8 lights, I'm pulling around 60 or 55 amps. You got to do the math on this stuff to make sure you size your wires properly, okay? So each pair of lights is pulling, the HIDs are pulling about 12 amps. That's for 2 lights, okay? 12 amps. So I got my main feed right here. This is actually supposed to be 4-gauge wire. It says 4-gauge on it. But so does this one. They both say 4-gauge on them. Made in China, copper-plated aluminum wire. So this is my feed coming in to the fuse block. And then I'm going out on separate circuits running the lights in pairs. I'm only running 4 pairs. These are spares. I'm not going to use those. But I'm going to put them in here just in case I do blow a fuse. I just pop them out and move them over. Alright, so my issue and was holding me up yesterday is finding the connectors for these heavy duty relays. See the spade connector? Here's the old connector. See how that works? I drove over. I don't even know where I got these relays at. And if I did my math right, these relays will work just fine. These are 30 amp relays, plenty to run two 75 watt HID lights. These are double what I should need there. So yeah, because I was driving nuts yesterday. I drove all the way to Ontario looking for some connectors yesterday for these stupid things. Nobody's got them. It's like every auto parts store has the same stuff. So that'll go on there. I got to take that one out. So we're going to put the 30 amps in there. Plenty. Hey, by the way, if you're wondering how to wire these, because oh wow, look at all those connectors. It's easy. It's just in and out. Okay. If you look on here, it's got a schematic diagram there. You run one wire to your ground. You run power on this one in. This is your electromagnet running the switch. See, this is your switch up here. That's the contacts. That's all there is to it. Run a hot in, hits the ground, activates the contact, turns their lights on. This is run a hot to one side and your lights on the other. So your lights over here, power's over here, makes contact. And they're numbered. See, there's numbers on there. Oh yeah, there. See those numbers? Corresponding numbers underneath here. Quite simple. Some of these, like this relay here, this has two outputs. So if you're running two pair of lights, you can run separate wires in, and it's got an extra connector in there for the wire out. It's got two outputs, in other words. Alright, so there you have it. I've got to make this connection, but I need a crimper for that. And this guy Sean came over yesterday and he says he's got one. So Sean, I'll be giving you a call in a few days. Apparently he's got a hydraulic crimper for crimping these big crimp-on connectors. So I got my ground bus bar here. I got to ground the rear lights, so that there's two grounds there for the rear lights. And then each individual ground here, you got to have a ground off each relay to actuate the relays. I got 4 grounds to there, so that leaves me 1 extra. And then I got this one right here. This is actually the ground wire that's grounding this bus bar here. So that is going through, down. Oh, it's so freaking noisy in this town. Out there. See that down there? See down there on the bottom? Yeah. So I just put a 1/4-inch bolt on there, and what I'll do is I'm going to run another wire off of that. No, actually, yeah. 1 wire back down to ground off of that bolt, like a chassis ground, right? And then I'll have to run 2 more grounds off the front light, or off the top lights, off the HIDs. We'll come back to there, and everything will ground down there. So I'll just put some loops, you know, like these. There, that'll be for my lights. Run another one. That'll go down through the cab and ground onto something. Probably run a wire back to the battery. Nice big wire. Or do a combination chassis ground and a wire back to the battery just in case. That way I can run a smaller wire, like a 10 gauge. That's it. It's what it is. All little tedious work getting all this stuff to fit in here, but it's a lot neater than the old one. The old one, I just had a bunch of wires and I crammed them in there and put the top on, and it worked. This is a lot neater. Close it up. Nothing to this electrical stuff. Alright, well, I still got some painting to do, but you've got to wait so many days between coats, it says on the can. But it's coming along. I got the top done so I can put the rack back on. I just did the major rewiring the relays and the fuses. And let's see if I can get the light bar on now by myself. How much for this light bar, mister? Yeah. This is one nice light bar, and from what I hear, they don't make them anymore. So, before it gets too much later, I hate this time change. It seems a whole lot later than it is. But, yeah. So, you know, there's some basic things you gotta know about this wiring. You gotta know how much power you're drawing. Now I know the wattage, so two lights, just one pair. You know, a pair's two lights is of the 75 watt HIDs are pulling 12.5 amps. So that's not too bad, but I'm running 4 of them altogether, so I'm running but they're 24, 25 amps, yeah, just for the 4 lights. And then I'm running, or I was running 4 more halogen lights in the rear. So after doing all the math there, it's running about 55 watts, 55 amps, 55.83 amps. So I need a relatively large wire. How large? Just for my main feed. That's if I'm running all 8 lights at once, right? I'll be pulling 55 amps. So there's charts. You go online, you can find these charts, wire sizing charts, just like this one right here. No, not wire size. It has the amps on one side, 1 amp, 2 amp, 3 amp, 4 amp, 5 amp. It's got watts, does the conversion for you there. And then it got the wire sizes down the line. And then it has how many feet you can run. Feet, actual length of wire. The more wire you have, or the longer the run, the more resistance you're going to have, so you're going to need a bigger wire. Okay? There's some minimums on here. I'm going a little overboard with what I got. Better to go over than under. Yeah, so this is a basic chart here. It's got some things in red there you cannot run. For instance, 20 amps and a 14 gauge wire. Ain't gonna work. 14 gauge is just way too small. But if you go up to the 12 gauge, which is the next column, you can run 6.6 feet of wire at 20 amps. Just for your information, yeah. How do I know this? How do I know Ohm's law and all that? Heck, I went to school for this. I didn't end up working at a job in this stuff, but it's this is a little refresher course for me. I took a class in electronics probably 30 years ago. Actually, I went to school for telecommunications and I ended up working for Xerox. I got a job working as a copy repair technician, or what they called us then was a CSR, customer support rep. Yeah, that didn't work out very good. Yeah. I also went to school for air conditioning and refrigeration. And after all that, I ended up as a plumber.